I get a lot of questions about the importance of communicating with a younger adult. Whether you're the father and this is your son, whether it's a nephew, whether it's a little cousin, just somebody you care about that's younger, and the importance of communicating with them. I can give you an example of my life. When I was in the 3rd grade, I got taken from my mother's house and placed in my father's house because my mother was using drugs. Therefore, the court system stepped in and removed me. And as I lived with my father and my stepmother, I enjoyed the life, but them times that I yearned for my mother, I would cry in my bed missing my mother so much. And when I'm crying, my brother who shared a room with me would say, you know, what's going on? Why you crying? What's up? And he would go tell my dad. My dad would come in the room, talk to me, why you crying? You know, those type of things. And I would just tell him my stomach hurt. I would lie so I can cover up that emotion. And he'll tell me, well, just go sit on the toilet and I'll give you some Pepto-Bismol. Pepto-Bismol can't take away that pain. And I didn't want to open up to him because of our lack of communication on emotional things. If we talked about sports, he was there. We talked about girls, he was there. We talked about how I felt emotionally or the things I was going through as a man, he was not there. He was checked out. Therefore, I stopped talking to him about it. And I sought it somewhere else. And they probably didn't give me the best advice, but I sought it somewhere else. I didn't seek it from my father. That communication broke down. You may be the person that these kids can feel comfortable talking to. So be careful how you respond to what they say. They may come to you and say something about being bullied, or come to you and say something about they shy to talk to a girl if it's a young boy's sake, or whatever it may be. If you do not connect with them properly, they're going to close down and feel like they can't talk to you about that because you don't react in a way that can make them feel like you want to hear what they're saying. You don't react that way. You just be like, oh, okay, like I said, if I talked to my father about sports, he was open. I talked to him about emotion, he shut down. Therefore, I stopped talking to him about emotion. Therefore, I sought it somewhere else. This is why it's important to communicate with your child, young adult, nephew, whatever it is. Because you want to be there for their emotional needs so they can make the right decisions under your influence. Or they will seek it somewhere else. And somewhere else may not be in their best interest like you will be. You know that you have your best interest. You know that you have your child's best interest at heart. You can't say the same for everybody else out there. So since you can't say the same for everybody out there, it's best that they get their information from you, which means that you have to communicate properly, or at least to your best ability. Pay attention to what they're trying to say, even when they can't say it right. Pay attention to what their emotions is. Pay attention to how they come home from school. Pay attention to how they feel. And make sure you communicate properly so your child feels like they can open up to you. That's why communication is so important, because you are going to be the person that's going to give them the best advice for their life. And if they feel like they can't talk to you, then that means they can't receive the best advice. Thank you for taking the time out to watch my video. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you leave a comment. I look forward to engaging, but most importantly, make sure you share this with somebody you know going through what I'm talking about. Thank you.